That's the information we may get that we never got before.
Okay, so here's another thing, too. You can't hide behind the Fifth Amendment either. You're a plaintiff in a lawsuit. It's a completely different thing. I filed a lot of civil rights complaints against errant police officers and police departments. And while I think this investigation was a disgrace from a prosecutorial and police misconduct, the question is whether or not it's a viable 42 U.S.C. 1983 federal civil rights and Massachusetts civil rights violation, where there's all sorts of immunities that protect government entities, by the way, which aren't even sued here, shockingly to me.
Well, they will be. They made a claim, so they're going to file the suit against the police and the town and everything else. That's coming up.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say that here's my point. I've done this. The bottom line is dollars at the end of the day. And she's going to be subject to being cross-examined as well during the course of this case. And the issue is going to become whether or not the police department had a custom practice and policy of deliberate indifference. And the best thing the police department did was removing Proctor from its department because it shows it took affirmative action, because they will not indemnify a police officer who intentionally lies or intentionally does something wrong. The city's going to say, hey, we did what we could have done. He went outside the guidelines or the bounds. Go after him. And you know what about him? I'm betting he doesn't have a lot of money. Yeah, I hate to talk about OJ. I'm going in the way back machine, but absolutely in a civil case, as a prosecutor, by the way, I used to love when there was a civil case because I knew through the vehicles of interrogatories and depositions and all the documents you're allowed to subpoena, there are very little and few objections that you can get in a civil case to getting much more information. I know it sounds odd than you can in a criminal case. So a lot more data is going to come out here for sure on both sides of the equation, but in particular for the plaintiff, for Karen Reed. She's going to get a lot more data and information. What the lawyers want to do is they want to tie in under a case called Beck versus the city of Pittsburgh. I'm trying not to impress you too much, Vinny, but bottom line here is under that case, they're trying to show that the police department knew that these police officers were temperamentally unfit, that they did not have an effective internal affairs process, and as a result of that, the constitutional errors to Karen Reed were because of the department's failure to properly supervise the police department. Stay tuned. That's exactly where they're headed.
Rick, this is, I think, what everybody wants. Everyone at home watching right now, everyone that got invested in this case, I think they all want the truth. Like, what happened to John O'Keefe? Will that question be answered here?